Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, representing the Noobs clan, it's FluffyZling. And in the top left-hand corner from USDR, it is ToonDragon. The veteran, the Platinum Diamond Heroes veteran. So FluffyZling actually is a bit of a tournament organizer himself. I randomly one night, story time, one night I was on Twitch, and for whatever reason I went onto the StarCraft 2 page. I scrolled all the way down to the bottom where you will find streams such as my personal stream, and when I'm streaming, and I found this guy FluffyZling, and I went into his stream and he was talking about how him and his buddy were hosting a Platinum and Below tournament. I shared that tournament with friends of mine. They signed up, they played in it, it was good stuff. So yeah, he joined the Platinum Heroes community, and now he is playing in Diamond Heroes number 5. Let's see what kind of run he is able to have. Terran versus Terran is the matchup of gentlemen, of intellectuals, some would say. Others would say it's not fun and bad. ToonDragon starting off with the mind games, trying to build his barracks in a location that will lead FluffyZling to thinking he's getting proxied. Let's see what kind of quality scout FluffyZling is able to get. Builds the factory over here as well. Maybe he's just actually blocking off the Reaper spot. I'm thinking too much into this. He's just blocking off the Reaper spot. 2 gases have already been taken on both sides. TvT can't be as quick to expand. You gotta invest in that early gas for that quick factory, or you will get run over by the Hellions and Reapers of your opponent. FluffyZling chasing ToonDragon's scouting SCV around the base, able to cut it off with another worker. Very well done. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, FluffyZling completing his scout and getting out barely scathed. He is able to spot the tech, right? Yeah, he does spot all the tech. He spots the location of the tech. It was no fake proxy. It was just a Reaper block. Caster doesn't know what he's talking about. 25 to 31. Supplies looking about even. The first Reaper interaction going in favor of FluffyZling, but if you add this SCV to body block, all of a sudden we've got ourselves a bit of a dance. ToonDragon falling back, waiting for the safety and security of his Hellion friend who will be joining him. More Hellions, more Reapers on the production tab. Starport has been started up for FluffyZling. In fact, it's more than halfway done. It'll be here very, very soon. Throwing a tech lab on the factory as well as on the barracks. Sad face, says FluffyZling, getting the losing half of a bit of a Reaper Hellion trade here. ToonDragon's Reaper Hellion is coming across the map right now. SCV with an opportunity to body block this, but not jumping on it. Tech Labs is going to be for the starport. So let's see. Banshees are going to be the play. Banshee in production. Banshee's on the way. Cloak on the way. SCV going to fall to the SCV of ToonDragon. And now ToonDragon's here, and he's got a bit of a situation. He's going to be able to jump on top of this Hellion. This Hellion will not be able to hold off this invading force for long. A Marine popping out of the barracks, but one Marine, knowing he's not going to be able to do anything, opting to watch rather than fight. Buying time for the Cyclone is the name of the game right here. 3 SCVs have fallen. Will a 4th fall? The Marine is gunned down, but here we go. Boys are pulled. Cyclone is popped. 4 SCVs will be the extent of the damage that ToonDragon is able to find. While this has been going on, ToonDragon's been staying on top of making those SCVs. He's sitting on a nice worker lead. He's also managed to get a second CC, not only produced, but up and running with an orbital halfway complete. Well done economic damage, economic pressure there by ToonDragon. Will the Cloaked Banshees be able to equalize some of this damage that has been done? FluffyZling is cranking out another Cyclone. The Cyclones will be intended to defend the homeland while the Banshees get over here and get some damage done. But scouting the starport and being a strong player, ToonDragon has already built the necessary tools to deal with the Banshee. He is able to stop this turret from completing, but only for a second. More SCVs will arrive to finish things up and chase off this Banshee. The Banshee play has been shut down. Despite getting the losing end of some of these early engagements, FluffyZling is on a supply lead. He's down on workers, so this supply lead is all in army. And an army supply lead over time will shrink to the increased worker count that ToonDragon has. Needs to start thinking possibly about what kind of damage he's going to get done with these cyclones that he's invested in early in the game. Third factory on the way for ToonDragon. He is a mech boy for life. Also adding in some Vikings to the unit comp. 2 Cloaked Banshees are going to arrive, and they're going to pick off an add-on, which is a nuisance. The add-on is burning. Is it going to get repaired? Burning a scan of the opponent is nice, but if the add-on gets repaired, I'm not sure this is worth it. The add-on will get repaired just in time by the SCV. No damage done by these Banshees. They have not gotten any tangible damage in this game. Banshee at home for FluffyZling. Not a bad thing to have in a normal TvT where you are using this Banshee to pick off the tanks, but this is not a normal TvT. FluffyZling going into the bio tank that you would expect to see. A little bit weird with his opener, but coming across the map from his opponent is going to be a force of biomech. It's going to be Cyclones, it's going to be Hellions, it's going to be Reapers. It's going to be a very mobile force from ToonDragon. Let's see what kind of damage he's able to get done. The Venn scans will be the place of the showdown, but 4 Cyclones, a bit too intimidating, sends ToonDragon running home. He's still down on the army supply, but his worker count remains steady. He has a 3rd CC about halfway through production. 3rd CC just now starting for FluffyZling. So ToonDragon continuing to be half a step ahead of his opponent, despite neither player really doing anything too significant in terms of game damage just yet. Going into tanks, both players are adding tanks on. Tanks are good units. Blue Flame on the way for ToonDragon as well. He's looking to barbecue some infantry. Raven comes to take a look around, thinks better of it, headed home. 3rd CC finish for ToonDragon, changing into an orbital command. We're going to float out. Getting this 3rd CC up in a timely fashion will be important to continue the economic momentum that ToonDragon has established for himself. While he has a lead, we're talking about the lead a lot because there's just not much to talk about right now. It's really not, especially in a TvT where you can A move into some tanks and throw the game away. This is by no means a comfortable lead for ToonDragon. He's done the right things so far. He's gotten marginally better exchanges. He doesn't get the better of that exchange, so these types of exchanges will eventually even things out. Not taking the bait and chasing the Raven despite the very, very low health bar. Vikings on patrol, keeping an eye out for that Raven, not looking to let that Raven get towards any mineral lines and throw down any pesky auto turrets. Floating the 3rd down to location is ToonDragon. The 3rd orbital for FluffyZling is also morphing, and ToonDragon is not really in a position to deny. So yeah, this is a very close game. ToonDragon sensing an opportunity here, jumping on top of these Cyclones. 2 Cyclones fall before experiencing any casualties of his own, but this stemmed bio will be more than enough to chase away the invading forces of ToonDragon. Not a bad little trade there. Worker count is evening out a bit. ToonDragon's worker lead has been reduced to 6 workers. The forward 3rd has been secured by ToonDragon, while FluffyZling is going to go with the lateral 3rd. So some slight differences in style here. I've noticed on this map, I can only speak from the Zerg point of view authoritatively, but there's so much space between over here and then there's all this space in your main. It's really easy to get multi-prong with how much this map stretches you out. I think as a Terran player, by the way, Auto Turret was able to get 3 SCVs over here. So nice little exchange for no damage received to the Raven. But yeah, you can get picked apart. I think as a Terran, you want to take the forward base. Let's see if that ends up being a factor in this game. ToonDragon's army is looking a little bruised and a little fragile. Let's see Let's see if it's able to get anything done. Posturing aggressively once more, but that is a lot of bio. The DPS on this bio, I think, is going to shred through the fragile battle mech of ToonDragon if he's not careful. Getting on top of this worker line in the third, maybe going to get the command center. That would be absolutely huge. Lock-on's doing their best to secure some walk-off damage, but it will not be enough to burn down this orbital command. Burns some Raven energy on some disables, which is nice. Not going to shake a stick at the burned Raven energy. Raven energy used defensively like that is better than Raven energy used to disable your tanks and jump on you at your third. Which may be the plan here moving forward, but that is a lot. 4 tanks is a lot to move into. Oh, is he going to catch him unsieged? Is he going to catch him unsieged just by chance? He is! 1 tank! Oh my gosh, that could have been so much worse for ToonDragon. 1 tank does take the more dangerous route, but his position has been found out. That will allow the other numerous tanks to get sieged up, and oh my gosh. Devastating losses to the Marine count before you can say what. 1 tank remains for FluffyZling. It is continuing to be a headache using these Ravens, getting decent damage to the tank count, but man, 6 tanks are still here. You're not pushing into that. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, ToonDragon is moving into the natural of FluffyZling. All of these workers will barbecue. Blue Flame going to make quick work of the SCVs. That is devastating damage being taken. The worker count is in favor of ToonDragon. The army count heavily in favor of ToonDragon. I think that this game is over, and we're headed to map number 2, 1-0 ToonDragon. ToonDragon's tanks arrive on the front line to seal the deal. A line of Hellbats marching forward towards the last remaining defensive pillar of this siege tank. As the tanks fall, so do the hopes of the Terran masses. The infantry are told to surrender. GG is called. ToonDragon taking map number 1. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, representing the Noobs clan tag, it's the Terran player, FluffyZling. Up 1-0, looking to bring the pain as FluffyZling has requested and closed the series out 2-0 from the USDR clan tag. It's ToonDragon. With ToonDragon's long-standing Diamond Heroes history, I think a lot of the staff and a lot of the longer-standing members of the community, a special place in their heart for ToonDragon, would not mind to see him win this game. I lost to ToonDragon, and after I lost to him, I was cheering for him to win it all. He did fall in the finals of Diamond Heroes 4 to Magnet. Will he finally, I think he's lost in 2, I think he's been to the finals twice in Diamond Heroes. Will he finally, in Diamond Heroes 5, be able to claim his throne atop in one of the most contested Diamond Heroes tournaments that we have had? SCVs will cross the middle of the map. Standard openers on both sides so far. Nobody's showing any inclination to mine through these pathways to this whole section of the map. You can get some real memey stuff on this map. In a mirror matchup, nothing can really be exploited too bad because both players have the same tools. But if you mine through this, it's really fun. Some of the stuff you can do down here, you can secure these bases and you can really get to an aggressive position on your opponent where they may not be prepared for you. Second CC starting up for FluffyZling already. That's an early expansion in a TvT matchup. Has this been recognized by ToonDragon? It has not. Will he be able to punish? The 2-gas opener from ToonDragon to the 1-gas opener fast expand of his opponent should leave ToonDragon in a position to get across the map with some Reapers, with some Hellions, potentially do some devastating damage. But if he does not get the damage, if he doesn't do anything, then this gamble will pay off for FluffyZling, and FluffyZling will be ahead economically. So let's see what happens here. Definitely a different strategy, a different approach from FluffyZling after map number 1. Let's see if it was the right choice, the right direction. Reaper headed to the mineral line, looking to be a nuisance, but he should have known there'd be a Reaper waiting to chase him off. Second Reaper popping for ToonDragon. He's getting the forces together. A race car is also going to join this mobile hit squad. Picking off the Reaper from FluffyZling. FluffyZling is now playing in the dark. He should have an idea of what kind of push is coming. It's going to be Hellions, it's going to be Reapers, but he's not going to know when, and he's going to have to react on the fly. Mules dropping at the natural. Let's see how many runs these mules will be able to make before this harassment force arrives. If you take a look at that mini-map, it is over halfway there. It's going to be here any minute now. 2 Marines, 3 more on the way. Will it be enough to defend the homeland against the race car Reapers that are arriving? More coming as well. Reapers and race car jumping on top of the first worker that they find and making quick work of him. Down will fall that mule that we highlighted mere seconds ago. Second Hellion and a third Reaper arrive to the party over the line. The Reapers and the Hellions are able to pick off lone Marines who venture too far forward. Making work of this reactor. Reactors take a while to build. This would not be a bad thing to secure. Not able to finish the reactor just yet. Recognizing how close he is, he moves forward, trying to get that last hit. Not going to get it. Going to lose some forces as a result. Well played by FluffyZling so far. Both Hellions have fallen. 1 Reaper remains from this hit squad. The economic gamble has paid off. Down 2 workers, but ahead with the base already established. ToonDragon was able to pressure enough to close that gap, and recognizing the economic deficit that he may be in, he's throwing down a quick third base. He doesn't think FluffyZling is going to be in a position to counterattack anytime soon. He says, I'm going to get my third base established, and then we'll see who's ahead economically. I like the decision. Second factory and third factory on the way from ToonDragon. It does look like he intends to play a similar style without the, similar style. The Banshee Harass came last time from FluffyZling. He's skipping out on the Banshee Harass this time. He's going straight into his stim, straight into his bio, straight into thinking about some tank pushes, getting these NG bays up and running for upgrades at the 5-minute mark. Not the latest, but I think you want to have that started a little bit earlier. Economic gamble pays off for FluffyZling so far, and I think we're seeing he's in a nice position. However, FluffyZling has done no scouting of his own, and he has no idea that a third base is already finished for ToonDragon. It's going to be making any second now into an orbital and floating out off to location. FluffyZling's going to have to punish this economic gamble from his opponent, or he's going to be right back where he started. +1/+1 started. Third base coming up for FluffyZling. Loading up 2 medevacs, looking to get across the map with this short golden wall flight distance, and maybe get some harassment done to his opponent. ToonDragon, with the foresight of a very wise man, has placed a Viking in position to intercept or at least spot these medevacs moving in. Moving out onto the map into a more aggressive position is ToonDragon. He's going to have some trouble cracking down this wall with the units that he has. Send a Reaper forward first to take a look. The rest of the forces arrive. I think he's recognizing he's going to have some trouble breaking through this. Over the wall, he is able to get some nice damage onto a Reaper and any forces that have fallen too close, as well as delaying this third CC of FluffyZling. Drop moving into the main of ToonDragon for FluffyZling. Let's see what type of damage. 3 workers have fallen for ToonDragon already. A 4th falls, a 5th falls. There is nothing here to contest this drop. 2 Hellions as well as a Cyclone are trying to micro their little hearts out to deal with this, but this is a lot of bio for such a thin force of battle mech to deal with. Vikings in the sky doing their best to pick off the medevacs and making this less of a sure thing. 1 medevac does fall, able to chase off the 2nd medevac as well. Worker count in favor of ToonDragon still. He will lose the mining time from evacuating his main base, but that was well handled. Third base is finished, has not been floated out to location just yet, dealing with the problems on the home front before expanding on to new horizons. FluffyZling has still forgotten that he has started this command center. Really should think about finishing that one of these days. +1/+1 was able to finish for FluffyZling during this time. I don't see an armory. No armory to go into +2. Armory starting up now. +2 getting significantly delayed, as well as securing a third base. ToonDragon moving forward to the cheeky third base location. He says, Fluffy, you picked this godforsaken map, and now I shall punish you with the tools that it has provided me. Sieging up his tanks, the only way this position is going to be broken is from the other side of the mineral line. 3 Vikings on patrol in position to see that that does not happen. Third base in the pocket starting up for FluffyZling, who has mined through this mineral line. When he finally realizes what is going on for his opponent, he might be able to sneak through there. Third base being built on location, and another base here a little bit disjointed. This is not going to be an easy position to break, however. Moving up, checking the northern expansion, probably feeling like he's a little further ahead than he actually is, because ToonDragon has done nothing at all. He's not even... I don't think he's even thinking about the possibility that there could be an expansion here. Line of infantry headed across the map. Let's see, they are going to be joining this drop in the main base of ToonDragon. Medevacs being threatened in the skies by the Vikings, but the Vikings will fall quickly to the supporting bio forces. Hellbats morphing on the low ground, but Hellbats will struggle to make this approach with 2 Sage tanks guarding the bio. Hellbats moving forward. Blue Flames will shred through the bio if they are able to get them off, but these tanks are doing absolutely fantastic work defending the bio. Bio beelining it here for the mineral line, thinking it might be a good choice. 20 workers falling before you can say, wow. 19 workers fall. The entire push does get cleaned up, and army supply is still in the favor of FluffyZling, along with the worker count. That was a good attack from FluffyZling, getting that necessary worker damage there at the end. Will the mules be enough to push things in the favor of ToonDragon, who's still, well, this is the 4th base he's got up and running now. His 3rd base on the gold minerals might be enough to prop him up economically after the damage that he's just taken. FluffyZling posturing on the map like he's thinking about his next push, and his next push is moving out. +2 attack's been started. No +2 armor yet. I guess the armor upgrades aren't going to be as good against your opponent when they're playing mech. Getting ahead of the army a little bit is this bio. Trying to be a little too fancy and drop the bio on top of the tank when there was a window there. Sieged or not, that tank was going to die. 3 tanks moving forward from ToonDragon, looking to reclaim their homeland, and they shall with the support of these Hellbats. Tanks will be destroyed from FluffyZling. Worker count continuing to be in favor of FluffyZling, but he does not have this gold base secured. Army counts are pretty much even, hovering around 50 for each player. Another push here on the south side for FluffyZling. Will it be eyeing the mineral line at the gold base? It will be. Moving forward are these Marines from the exposed other side of the mineral line. They are able to clear out 8 SCVs very, very quickly here. Mules will replace a few of those SCVs, but the threat of taking this base being exploited just a bit. Luckily for ToonDragon, he has not mined through these mineral walls, and these Marines are just going to have to watch and think about what kind of havoc they could wreak if only they could get over that wall. And they would die to that tank anyways. Moving out onto the map is a gathering of blue flame race cars looking to get into position to get some worker damage, and they will move in on this uncontested base from FluffyZling. 7 workers fall along with a few mules before FluffyZling has time to process what is happening. FluffyZling looking for damage of his own, though, sieging up tank near the gold base mineral line. This tank will be able to wreak havoc out of range of the opponent. 2 medevacs load up, thinking about looking to drop. Gonna wait for these tanks to clear out some space. The northern base has been completely denied from FluffyZling, but here we go. ToonDragon has some issues of his own back in his main base. The defensive tank has been dealt with. The gold base mineral line has been cleared out. Marines in the main, taking tanks with them. They're all gonna die, don't get me wrong, but at what cost? Tank count looking intimidating for ToonDragon, though. When the final showdown comes, if it comes, I think the sheer might of ToonDragon's army could prove to be a lot for FluffyZling to deal with. FluffyZling's army is strong and they are numerous, but they're fragile. He's going to want to hit ToonDragon in multiple places. He doesn't want to take a head-on fight in this game. At least he shouldn't want to. Two armies will miss each other out on the map. ToonDragon's army going to get spotted here. Viking going to quickly fall from FluffyZling along with a medevac, fallen for free. His reinforcements have gotten caught out on the map, and now he's looking for a position to punish, but this is a lot of ToonDragon. Tanks getting sieged up for FluffyZling first, but they are outnumbered with the tanks from ToonDragon, and the tanks from ToonDragon are going to clear out the count here. Now, a large, intimidating mech army of nearly 100 supply is on the front door of FluffyZling. He's taken a bad fight. His fragile army has been punished, and he might be headed out here of this series. Will he be able to pull off the magic to hold? Hellbats arriving, and they will enter first, and they will seem like a surmountable danger, but the real threat in the backline is sieging up all of these siege tanks in a position to do so much damage. One medevac being cheeky, dropping Marines in too close of range, but the tanks are staggered, and they will be able to defend each other, even if a bit of friendly fire is involved. A few Liberators tickling the buildings in the sky, evacuating his own natural towards his third. FluffyZling is in a lot of trouble here. He has no answer for the mech on his front door. Liberators headed up the ramp, trying to get into position to deal with this last remaining hope, which is the siege tank on the high ground. Down falls the last siege tank. Siege tanks are at the bottom of the main base ramp, firing their shots upward. Workers are falling. 30, 40 workers have fallen already. More workers will fall before this is over, doing their best to fight the Hellbats on their front door. 60 workers have fallen. 62 have fallen. He says congrats. GG is called. ToonDragon is headed to the next round of this tournament.